did spell.
Okay, spelling. Yeah. And Isaiah will not be joining again this morning. It's like they have a program in their church for this week. So probably before he joins, it's gonna be next week. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So today we want to look into present tense and past tense of verbs. But we're not just going to be looking at the verbs. We'll be looking at some sentences. We'll be changing them from present tense to past tense. So let's get started right away. So changing present tense. Changing present tense into past tense. So that's what we can do. Look at today. Past tense. Make that a little bit bigger than what it is. So changing present tense into past tense. Okay, now I'll be giving examples. Examples. So I'll be writing some sentences out here. So if there's noise, you can mute yourself, but when I need you to talk, you don't mute yourself. So example of sentences. For one, there, I have an example here. Here is a sentence in present tense. John visits his parents every week. That is the present. John visits his parents every. As a present tense. So to change it to past tense, it becomes John visited his parents every week. John visited his parents every week. So the verb visits, or in the plural form and the present form, has changed to visited. So John visits his parents every week has changed to John visited his parents every week. And number two, in another sentence, the wind blows furiously. The wind blows furiously. So you can unmute yourself and tell me what you think the past tense of this is going to be. If I change this to past tense, the wind blows furiously. So what is going to be the past tense? You can unmute yourself now. Okay, I don't think you're there. So the wind blows furiously. It's going to change to past tense by changing the verb blew blow into blew. So that's going to become wind blew furiously. So wind change to, the wind blows change to wind blew. So blow change to. And the third example going to be looking at this is the boy stands on a burning deck. The boy stands on a burning deck. The boy stands on a burning deck. And to change this to past tense, burning is a verb, but it has nothing to do with what we are changing. It is the verb stand. The verb stand that we are trying to change. Verb stand. So that becomes the boy stood. The boy stood on the burning deck. So that changes to uh, past tense by putting the verb stood, stand to become stood. So once you're there, Eniola, I'm going to give you one to try now. Yes, one to try now. So number 4, we want to change this particular sentence to past tense. But 4, she looks beautiful. She looks beautiful. So while you are muted, try to change that. Let me know, what do you think should be the answer to that number 4? Yes, what should be the answer?
She looked beautiful.
Yes, she looked beautiful. Now you can mute yourself until you're ready to talk next. Because of the noise, you can mute yourself. So the next verb, next sentence, we're looking at number 5. 5 years that she sings very well indeed. She sings very well indeed. And it's the verb, like in number 4, we didn't have to, and in number 3, we didn't have to change the verb borning, born, borns. We didn't have anything to do with that. It's just a standard change. That is, so she sings very well, and change that to past tense, it's going to become she sang very well indeed. She sang very well indeed. She sang very well indeed. And number 6, I have a sentence here saying the woman's voice shakes with emotion. The woman's voice shakes with emotion. It's kind of, so this is it here. The woman's voice shakes with emotion. And I change that to past tense. That becomes the woman's voice shook. The woman's voice shook with emotion. So that is that in the past tense. So actually, what we are changing, when we're changing any sentence from present to past tense, it is the verb. It's the verb that talks about the tense. So it's the verb that actually talks about its tense, whether it's going to be past tense or present tense. Yeah, past tense or present tense. So the next one is 7. Yeah, he bears a grudge against his landlord. He bears a grudge against his landlord. So I will need you now to try this. Eniola, I'm going to need you to try this. If he has a grudge against his landlord, so what do you think is going to be the past tense of this, Eniola? Mute yourself now and talk.
He beard a grudge against his landlord.
Can you come again, please?
He beard a grudge against his landlord.
Okay, that is it. The past tense of bear is bore. What's past tense of bear now? Bore. So he bore a grudge against his landlord. So you can mute yourself back. So when I need you to talk, you can come on like that. So these are so we're gonna move to the next one now, which is number 8. Hey, he feels sorry for his ignorance. He feels sorry for his ignorance. That's number 8 there. Red, he feels sorry for his ignorance, and it's gonna change to past tense of feel is felt. So that's gonna become he felt sorry for his ignorance. He felt sorry for his ignorance. So let's see. Felt sorry for his ignorance. So we have another one to change. 9. I have to change number 9 to past tense. Yeah, a portrait. Yeah. So we're gonna check this together now. A portrait of Abraham Lincoln hangs on the wall. So a portrait of Abraham Lincoln hangs on the wall. So obviously the past tense of hang is hung. So past tense of hang is hung. It's gonna become a portrait of Abraham Lincoln hung on the wall. A portrait of Abraham Lincoln hung on the wall. So that's what it's gonna become. And number 10. So number 10 is what we have there. He wears his youth in trifles. He wears away his youth in trifle. Wears away his youth in trifle. So this he wears away his youth in trifle. So this is like an idiom, and where it's going to change to war. Yeah, it's going to change to war. So a war away is used in trifles. War away is used in trifles. So that is that. And number 11, a few more to go. 11, we're actually going to look at 20 sentences now. So number 11, the boy runs down the street at top speed. Boy runs down the street at top speed. So here we have the boy runs down. So run is verb, we're trying to change past tense. Past tense of run is ran. So it becomes the boy ran down the street at top speed. So the boy ran down the street at top speed. That is what that is. And number 12, you're gonna have another warning here. The books lie scattered on the floor. Yeah, this is what I need you now. Books lie scattered on the floor. So the books lie scattered on the floor. You can unmute yourself now and try to change this to past tense. The books lie scattered on the floor. Change this to past tense and let's see what you have to say. Yes?
The book laid scattered on the floor.
Okay. Try again. Yes.
The books laid scattered on the floor.
Okay, you tried. The books lay scattered on the floor. Okay. Is that taken? Is that taken again?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So I'm going to continue now. They will stay. So number 13. Now here is another. Here's another one. So that is confusing. That's why you said laid, But look at this. Look at this. She lays her book on the table. Now, this lay now is now in present. But the first time we said the book lie down, lie, scattered on the floor. And it becomes a book lay. But this time around, she lay. So when it becomes an action that somebody, so she lay them down, lay the baby on her bed. She lays her book on the table. Then that becomes the one you were trying to give before. Then it becomes she laid her books on the table. She laid her books. She laid her books on the table. So note of that. And number 14 is where we have 14. The beat me farewell. The beat me farewell. Beat me farewell. Is beat only past tense? I mean, is it a present tense? Yeah, it's a present tense. Bid me farewell. So what should the past tense be? It's gonna become they bid me farewell. They bid me farewell. So bid me farewell. And number 15 there. Change that up. This. So number 15, the crowd, the coward. Coward lies in order to to escape. Now, this is the book about telling lie. Ah, a coward lies in order to escape punishment. A coward lies in order to escape punishment. So, lies becomes lied, not late, but lied becomes lied. So the coward lied in order to escape punishment. Lied. The coward lied in order to escape punishment. I'm going to clear the first part so that we can continue with number 16. Yes, number 16. What I have in number 16 here, I have what strikes me is the originality of the writer. What strikes me is the originality of the writer. So the verb we're looking to change here is strikes. What strikes me. So it becomes what struck me is the originality of the writer. What struck me is the originality of the writer. So take note of that. And number 17. So here we have 17. The kite flies gaily into the air. The kite flies gaily into the air. So you're going to change that for me now. Try to change that into past tense. What do you think that is going to be into past tense? The sentence reads, the kite flies gaily into the air. So what do you think it's going to be? Yes, I'm listening. Yes. The kite flies. Yes.
The kite flew gaily.
Yes, that's correct.
Into
the kite
air.
flew. Yeah, the kite flew gaily into the air. So that's correct. There is the flies that change to flew. There's passes of flies. Okay, we have 2. That's 18. I think we have 3 more to go. So number 18. They get along fairly well. They get along fairly well, and that becomes they got along fairly well. They got along fairly well. So they got along. Put that up here. They got along fairly well. And number 19, which is the penultimate one. Okay, you can mute yourself if there is noise. In a fit of fury, she tears up the letter. In a fit of fury, she tears up the letter. Yeah, in a fit of fury, she tears up the letter. So the verb that on the change here is tear. And tear, the past tense of tear is tore. So we're gonna have it that the fit of fury, she tore up the letter. In the fit of fury, she tore up the letter. And the last one, I know him for an American. Last year. So I know him for an American. Know that it's an American, so we gotta look at the verb knows with a change to new, and knew him for an American. Knew him for an American. So knew him for an American. So in a nutshell, to recap what we have done today. The verb visits became visited. We changed the verb blow into blew, and we changed the verb stand into stood. Look become looked. Sing become sang, and shake become shook. Bear become bar. Feels become felt. Hang becomes hung. Wear become war. Run become ran. And lie became what? What did we change lie to? Lay. And lay now become what? What did we change lay to? Laid. And bead become bed. Lie become lied. Strike, struck. Flies become flew. And get become gods. Tear become tore. And finally, no becomes new.
Mm.
Okay, thank you very much. Do you have any question before we close it for the day?
No, sir.
Okay, so that is where we're going to be rounding up for the day. You have a nice time ahead of you, okay?
Okay, sir.
Goodbye.